To give you an idea how WIF hooks into the HTTP pipeline, I'm going to show you the WIF demo application, which is at the green server. I wanted to show you the green background to not lose track of where we are. But now I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, it's nothing really special. This is plain ASP.NET. I have a new config session, Microsoft Identity Model. That's the .if section. This is just the 3.5 things. There's nothing special in there. App settings. If and only if you want your WIF application to automatically look at your ADFS server, because this is an ADFS URL, to refresh the metadata, then this is what you do, and you tell it to refresh. I don't, because it kind of clobbers the directory, which is a pity. Then there's the usual thing that you can do things and not do things. Important is sub1, and anonymous is not allowed in that directory. So that's the reason why if I go to that page, I'm immediately redirected. Later in the scenarios module, we'll show you other things. There's not much special there. HTTP handlers in system.web is not important because we are not doing that. We're doing integrated. Script module, that's just a regular 3.5, nothing special. Web server is, however, important. There we have two persons. First, the WS FAM, the WS Federation Authentication module with its proper class name, and we have a session authentication module which takes care of the session cookie, the fetauth cookie. Then this is just all standard stuff. The first real thing is the .if configuration section. Claims required, you can do that, but it doesn't work anyway. URI, I've explained that. This is the entity ID of my application. Here we have the issuer, that's the endpoint where we are redirecting. Again, my entity ID. And there is a little bit more. Issuer name registry for the certificate. Here is the entity ID of my ADFS server. And here's the certificate it uses for signing. And you don't have to verify the certificate because I've configured it, hard-coded, and I trust it, and there's nothing you need. That's actually why a self-signed certificate works here. Now, this is probably the most interesting part, because this is intelligence, and intelligence works on this machine because the SDK was installed. Authentication type. Here I can fill in the authentication method that I want. Freshness, 0 or not for a new. Home realm. This goes to the WHR parameter. Persistence. These are all kind of parameters that you can put in here. There's actually in the references a pointer to a very nice file on the disk here. Okay, Ctrl Z to undo, because I didn't want to make changes. Well, that was it. Most important is those two HTTP modules. Those two. WS Federation Authentication module and Session Authentication module. We'll talk about them extensively in the next clip.